I am so excited. We are back with Bella Lococo Beauty. And you guys asked for it. You asked for a strawberry vanilla swirl, and here we are.
Hello.
Hello.
Long time no see.
Literally.
I'm excited to be back.
I'm happy to have you back. Honestly, this episode is going to be just as amazing as our first one.
Yeah. We're going to talk about
all sorts of wacky adventures.
Uh-huh.
So get ready. Belle, our last episode that we did, everybody was so obsessed with it. I think a lot of people were so obsessed with it, one, because we kind of are in different stages.
Yes.
Which I feel like people really appreciate.
Yeah.
Because
get a good variety of, of both.
Yeah. You know. You don't want to listen to somebody that, you know, that you're not in line with.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. I love that we do have a lot of listeners that are more fresh in the industry.
Yeah.
Kind of just starting out.
Yeah. You're able to kind of show two different stages of our career.
Yes.
You know, we're obviously where we are and the experience and years that we have. So
wild. I feel like a lot of people can relate to you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've worked for myself for the past 4 years. But before that, obviously, I was working and doing weddings.
Yeah.
And you're in the stage where you have a job.
Mm-hmm.
And a 9 to 5.
I do, yes.
Well, actually, an 8 to
5.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'll pray for you.
Thank you.
An 8 to 5.
People pray for me.
But an 8 to 5. And then also, I mean, I keep you super busy. I know you keep yourself super busy.
Yes.
With work.
I feel like I'm doing something literally every single day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I really look at that and I'm like, damn, dude, that's so crazy because even like now doing this podcast and everything,
mm-hmm.
now I have a lot more to do during the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding that it's kind of, I hate to use the word stressful.
It is though. It could be overwhelming.
Overwhelming, I think is a better word because I didn't really have a ton of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like during the week, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I would take trials here and there, or of course, posting content and stuff. Like that's a full-time job itself. But I didn't really have a ton of stuff going on during the week. And now this is like a 2 or 3 day thing.
Yeah. It's like 2 jobs that you have now.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so then I look at you and you're over here working an 8 to 5 every single day. You do have Tuesdays off. That's like your one day.
Yeah, luckily, well, when I first started, I was at my job literally 5 days a week.
And then doing this on the weekend.
Yeah, so I was working Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And then I would do weddings pretty much both Saturday and Sunday because between assisting both you and Lacey, you know, when I was first working my 8 to 5, it was like, I was pretty much nonstop. Like I was working 7 days a week.
And then you decided.
That was insane.
Honestly, that is a lot.
It was insane. I had to like beg my manager it was crazy. I had to pretty much ask my manager if I could drop down 2 days. And he told me, he was like, well, we don't have part-time positions. We don't do part-time positions. And I was like, okay. And so I tried balancing it for a little bit longer. And then I literally like had a breakdown and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I put in my 2 weeks at my 9 to 5, whatever. I put in 2 weeks at my office job and I didn't really know what I was going to do, but I was like, I'll just figure something out. And then
how long ago did you put in your 2 weeks?
I put in my 2 weeks last year in November. I put in my 2 weeks.
2023? 2022.
Oh, 22.
I think, I know. Actually, we're in a new year.
I know. It's crazy.
It's all cattywampus.
2022. I put in my 2 weeks in November, and then I sat and I thought about it for a little while because I kind of panicked.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know. It's nice to have that extra security. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just talk to my manager one more time and see if I can like make this work out for me. And I told him, you know, I was like, I really don't want to leave if I don't have to. It's just a lot, this, and that. And he let me drop down to 2 weeks.
He loves you.
He does. He was like, we don't do part-time positions normally, but I mean, you're a great employee. We can make it work for you. And so I was like, praise the Lord. This is great.
Yeah.
But now it's just still a lot, honestly.
Well, yes, because okay, so
I've got to go.
You don't work you don't work Tuesdays, and you don't work technically at your job. You don't work Fridays. Yeah. You have those 2 days off.
Yes, Tuesdays and Fridays are my days off from the office job.
But usually every Friday, I pretty much either I have you have something going on, you're assisting somebody else, you're doing your own thing.
Yeah.
So really, you have Tuesday off.
Really, yeah. Tuesday is pretty much my one day during the week that I have off.
To do your thing.
To do whatever it is that I need to do, which normally is always that Tuesday is getting taken up by doing something that I need to do.
And what do you know? Today's a Tuesday.
Yeah, today's a Tuesday. And here we are filming. But I'm happy to be here. But yeah, it's usually taken up by, you know, either running errands or doing something for doing something for makeup or
washing your brushes, buying, restocking
content, something,
taking care of your own life, laundry,
which a lot of people actually have asked me after filming our first episode how I balance out posting content while also working this job.
Yeah.
And I mean, you
I know.
You already know. To be completely honest, in terms of like posting the content and everything, I really for me, I just post when I feel like posting.
Yeah.
I am on no schedule.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Like I have no schedule, no nothing in terms of posting, but I do have to say I'm very fortunate because the job that I'm at, I have time where I can be on my phone for a little bit to post something. But yeah, I don't schedule anything out.
Well,
I just kind of throw it up there and hope for the best.
I think you should tell people though your view on social media because you really don't I mean, yes, you grew your social media, but that was just to get you to some sort of, which is stupid to say, but like a credibility.
Yeah.
Because you don't really, social media is not.
I don't want to say that I don't care about social media because
but it's not real.
It's just not. Like I 1000% totally understand the importance of having a following, having a presence on social media. It's free advertisement.
Yeah.
Especially for us, you know, it's like, how are you going to, well, you absolutely can get clients without social media. People have been doing it for years. But at the same time, it's like, why would you not take advantage of that free advertisement if it's there? But yeah, a lot of people, like they do ask me how I grew, because I grew probably from maybe like 1,500 to about 10,000, maybe within the span of like 3 months, 3-4 months.
But you were in your period. Bella goes through these periods where she posts a lot and she's very active on social media. And then the next day, it's like she'll be gone for like 2 months. Yeah, and she won't post.
I'll go mute on people.
But you know what? I think that's important to talk about because you were still able to grow your following because you were in the stage of like posting all the time. And
I just don't think it's that I just don't think it's that serious. I think that people and myself included, because I catch myself doing this, but it's like people get so worked up about having to post consistently and all in like the numbers and the like checking their insights and everything. And it's like, to me, it is literally such a game that people don't even realize. Like, and I don't want to say like, oh, social media is easy. Anyone could.
It is certainly not.
Anyone could do it.
It's definitely not easy.
It's not easy. And I'm not trying to like, you know, discredit people who actually like have a full-time career based off social media, because that's 1,000%, you know, that's amazing.
But you have your own view on it, which I think is important.
Yeah, I just think people don't understand really like how easy it is to grow, because in my mind it is such a game. Like if you just follow with the algorithm of at least on Instagram, because that's where I've grown.
I haven't figured out TikTok yet. TikTok is wild.
TikTok is so confusing to me, but I think even with that, I have like this mindset about anything, and it's not to sound cocky, but it's just the truth. I think that I can literally do anything.
Mm-hmm. I think kidding. That's a great mindset.
Like, I'm not kidding. I think I could do anything, and I don't think anything's really that difficult to do. So that's why with social media, it was one of those things always where I was like,
if you just put in the time and the effort, you could do it.
Well, yeah. Like, it would always be one of those things where I'm like, the only reason why I'm not there, like at that, let's say 10,000 follower mark or whatever mark I see other people at, is just because I genuinely don't care enough to try. And it's not like if I were to try, I'm not going to get there.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm not there because for myself, I'm not trying to make that happen. Yeah. But I always have known the second that I do actually put it into action, like it is going to, like, I'm going to surpass that.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Well, and clearly.
It's like I could pick it up anytime and have it.
Yeah.
So why stress about, there's no race to getting anywhere.
No. And you and I were talking about the other day about social media and how, like, anytime I post on social media now, I don't use filters anymore on social media. I started that maybe like, I don't know.
Yeah, for a while.
6 months ago, maybe a little longer. Because I finally just realized that I don't care what people think. You know what I mean?
So
I just don't care what people think about me. It's like I don't want to be visually pleasing just for you to like me. Mm-hmm. And I'm just, at the end of the day, we're all just people, and we're all just trying to survive and make a living and do what makes us happy.
Yes.
But you and I were just talking about the other day how you can have a ton of followers, but that doesn't mean you're booked.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like, it doesn't mean it, to me, like, social media does not mean anything.
Yeah.
I could be in a room with someone with over 100,000 followers, and I do not categorize people in my mind as, oh, she's really big.
No, she can make really great content, and that's amazing.
Exactly.
But you're not better than somebody else.
No.
Is what we're trying to say.
At least for me and my mind, that is not even, like, we're all
just trying to make it.
People who are creative and good at what we do.
Yes.
And we're all out there doing it. And there's some people that gravitate more towards having a presence on social media. And everyone has a different perspective on it. But I guess in terms of to circle back to how I grew, really, I just posted reels all the time.
Yeah.
Like, consistently, at least once a day, I was posting a reel, and I paid attention to what people were engaging the most with. And
what did you find people were engaging the most with?
With my page, people were engaging the most with, like, anything that I would post that's inspirational, which I would always post, and I still post things that I wish I was seeing when I was first starting. And anything educational, people loved.
That's like my favorite type of content. Is like education.
People loved seeing, like, I remember I posted a reel where I was like, I can't figure out what sound I want to use on this reel. I'm just going to leave it with no sound. And I put captions over it of explaining, like, this is how I talk to my clients. Like, this is how I introduce myself to them. I always let my clients know I probably might go mute doing your makeup.
We did your spiel on the last episode. That was the best.
Promise I'm not being antisocial.
But people loved that because it validated them being like, you know what? This is great. I love to see Bella, who is an amazing artist, and she says she doesn't really, talk to people either, so I can be like that too.
Exactly.
It was very inspiring, I think, for a lot of people to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, just like kind of showcasing the process of how, I work with my clients and stuff like that. So that was a reel that did really well. Certain reels that I had sitting in my drafts for months.
The drafts
were like my best performing reels that I was like, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just through consistency, and then also paying attention to what people were engaging with and creating more content
that you love, but also people wanted to see as well.
Yeah. But now I feel I'm just I don't know.
I know.
I'm at a point in with my social media where it's like, I just don't, if I grow, I grow. That's exciting. And
and that's cool.
Don't hold it against me. Maybe I'll go through another period of time where I'm like really motivated, but I just want to be known for my work.
Yes.
I don't care about making quick little reels about random stuff.
Yeah.
My like, not, this is just me. Like, I don't want to make like a Shein order haul video or like, you know what I mean though?
I know
honestly.
what you mean. No,
that's for me.
Yes.
I don't.
I know exactly what you mean.
And it's funny because I love watching videos like that.
Yeah, but it's just not the content that you want to post.
No.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
There's a ton of other artists out there that like to do stuff like that. I don't like that. I used to post stuff like that. Not necessarily like
I just
Shein
feel like
orders,
it's not
but
showing like
artistry.
Yeah.
And that's what you and I always talk about. Like,
I don't care about getting followers.
Yeah.
I really don't.
You and I, and that's kind of what I've been going through too, is like, and that's why I've been posting a lot more on my Instagram tutorials of me doing bridal makeup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's my favorite type of content that I like to create.
Mm-hmm.
That's not always necessarily the type of content that I like to consume always. I mean, I do like it.
Yeah.
And I find that there is a difference between, because I didn't realize that there was a difference between the content I like to consume versus the content I like to create.
Yes.
And that's huge.
Exactly.
I've never even actually really heard anybody say it out loud.
And it's
just kind of crazy.
It's so true. And it's funny because, like I said, I love watching like
Shein order at hauls.
I'm like, ooh, what did you get?
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to get that too.
People's cute outfits. Oh, what are you wearing today? Well, that's great.
Yes.
But God.
And every now and then I'll get a burst to maybe share something. But it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, I really don't. I'm like, clients also don't realize either. Someone who has like a whole crap ton of followers, like that doesn't mean
anything. It doesn't mean they're the best makeup artist in the world. It
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like and I think that other artists who are just starting out like really need to like
hear that,
genuinely understand and like hold that in your heart. Like it does not mean anything. Like yes, it in certain cases like it'll give you more opportunities for certain things. Like it gives you more quote credibility, but that's so dumb because it's not even true.
It's sad though that clients that they associate following with that you're a good makeup artist. You know what I mean? And it's like, it just sucks because, I mean, that's the time we're living in. It is what it is. Granted, not to say I don't care about a following because, I mean, I'm very proud of my following. I've been working at my following since 2013 and it's 2024 and I'm not even at 50,000 yet, which that doesn't mean anything. I'm so freaking proud of my 48.5 or something thousand because I like think about it, and granted, those aren't all real people. Okay, a lot of those are bots or some like weird, like there's like pictures of like Indian men, and then you click on them, and then they have no photos, and then they message you and they say, "Do you want to be my sugar baby?" And I'm like, "Okay, you're not a real person." You know, John said, "Sure, I'll be a part of that." He said, "Send them over to me." I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? So it's granted, like those aren't all real people. But even if 30,000 of those people are actual people, I like imagine 30,000 people in a room. It would have to be a really big room. But imagine you standing on a stage and you looking down at 30,000 people.
Yes.
That's insane. If you stand on a stage and look down at 15,000 people.
I know.
If you look down at 1,000 people, that's so many people. So I think people get discouraged when they see a lower number. But you have to realize, even if half of your following is real people, those are real people.
Those are real people.
Like that's
watching and enjoying what
you're
posting.
Engaging with you and loving what you're posting and proud of you. And like, I mean, I'm sure you have those people too, but you have your ride or die followers that have been there from the freaking start. and they just love anything you do. And I know I'm like that.
When you make
with
friends too,
yes,
like you start to make friends with people who are always, they're supporting you, and you're there supporting them, and it's really cool.
It's sweet
because it's like this is the
that's
part
the
of
whole
it that's
point.
cool.
Yes,
that's the cool part about this whole thing.
Yes, the whole point of social media,
everything else was just silly,
is to find people that you wouldn't necessarily find in your daily life and engage with those people that you feel like you have something in common with, or that you have some sort of mutual, connection with.
Yeah.
Like, how cool is that?
Yeah. I know. I just feel at the end of the day, I'm like, I just don't care about being a social media star.
And if you like making content, make content.
Yes.
And like, I love making these little tutorial videos because it's really fun. It's easy. And I like to do that. But
I wish that like I didn't have such a like detached perspective, or like, I don't know, like idea of social media. Like I genuinely
but that's you.
Admire people who are like full-time content creators. I'm like, what a sick job to have.
Because that shit is really hard.
I do not want anyone thinking like I'm like bashing or being like, oh, you've
got it easy. This is
no. I just feel like my mind, I can't connect like that.
Well, and you do what you do.
Yeah.
We don't have to be like like we said on the last episode of You and I. Be who you are.
Be who you are.
For your pride.
For your pride.
It's for yourself.
It is. It's like, it's difficult for me. It is like very difficult for me to post on social media.
Yeah.
And I wish it wasn't.
But you're so, I don't want to use the word, okay, I'll use, you're very detail oriented. Yeah. And I feel like you're very specific about what you post. And I feel like it needs to like have, I don't know, deeper meaning. It needs to be in line with all of that. For me, I don't feel like that. Like I just post on social media because I think it's fun, and I like to do little cute like artistry or educational things, or like we were saying, like I really like to show my artistry and stuff. But I don't think about it, I guess, on like a deeper.
God, I think so deep into everything.
Yeah, but I think that makes you who you are, and I think that makes you a great artist, and I think that makes you a cool person.
Thank you.
And obviously, like we're saying, we can all be different.
Yes.
There's clients for everybody. We can all be different. We can all have different things.
1,000. And we should all be different.
Yes, and we can still support each other.
Absolutely.
Which I love.
1,000%. I was just telling my friend Juliana the other day, we were talking about makeup and stuff like that. And like, this is random, but like working on celebrities and all those things. And like I was saying, I wonder what that is like. And I feel like even with, and granted, I have no idea, like,
I don't know
at all about what that is like, because I've never worked on celebrities, but I could imagine it's kind of one of those things where like you're hired and you just kind of like show up and do the job, where with like doing wedding makeup, it's very much like you're hired, but you kind of also are like
a part
of the day.
Yes.
And it's funny because like even, and this is how I feel also kind of with social media in a way, I'm like, I just want to show up and do the job. Like if I connect with someone, I connect, and that is fantastic. Yeah. But like, I don't want to be a source of entertainment. I want to show up and do makeup and like do art with people, and like even with social media, I just want to show up and post my work. And if you like it,
that's great.
That is honestly so cool. That is so great. And if you don't like it, that is like, that's fine.
That's fine by her.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to show up and do makeup. Yeah. I don't want to be a source of entertainment.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think deep into these things.
Well, it's funny because, and this is why I think we balance each other so nicely, because I love to entertain.
Yeah.
But
it's so natural for you.
Well, that's what and I think
that's who you are for your pride.
Exactly. And it really does come so naturally to me. And so, and it brings me joy to like be, God, how do I say this? How do I say it? I don't want to necessarily be the center of attention. However, I like when people rely on me
Yeah.
to have fun.
To be a good, yes.
That's, yeah.
Why would you not want, I mean, that's a great thing.
Oh my God. This past wedding that we did, it was a wild time. It was so much fun.
It was a good time.
It was, I won't go into any details about it or anything, but it was a fun time. We had a great time. I don't know.
When we work weddings together, it like totally is where obviously we just have different personalities, you know, like we have different personalities, but of course,
and ways of approaching how we interact with clients and things like that. But I think people love it because I definitely want to touch on this too, which I know we kind of did, but there's clients that will gravitate more towards one type of person and clients that will gravitate towards another type of a person. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that either of those people are good or bad at what they do. It just means that sometimes people gravitate towards you. Yeah.
No, it's true. You and I definitely have two different ways that we approach working. And I like, it's something that's why I was talking about it with Jules the other day. Cause I like think about certain things and I'm like, God, weddings, like working weddings is so different than other avenues in the industry.
It's a lot.
And cause I sit and I think about it and I'm like, do I want to specialize in bridal? Like that, cause I'm only 3 years into like my career as
you can change paths. You can do, yeah.
And I'm like, is this the type? Cause sometimes I leave weddings and I just feel like, like the other day when we were on our drive home, literally when I got in my car, I started crying.
Oh no.
Cause I was like, it's just it was such a long day.
Weddings take a huge chunk out of your life too.
Yes. And they're like, you show up, and I'm not complaining. I love what I do, but it's like you show up, you know, to your location at maybe 6 a.m. and it's like the second you get there, it's like you have to put your like show face on, and start entertaining, performing, kind of in a way, like
you do
screaming and shouting. Oh my, not that you have to, but it's like you're excited. It's someone's wedding day. Yeah, you know, you're not going to show up in there and
be a lump of coal.
No, and it should be a genuine thing. Obviously, like you are excited. It's someone's wedding day, but at the same time, it's like,
and I think it takes a lot more for other people to like get themselves to that point.
Yes,
and which I totally get. Because sometimes I'm not always like the most chipper. Sometimes it's kind of hard to like bring it out of me. And sometimes you just have days that really fucking suck. Sometimes you have days where you're getting your car and you're like, get me gone. These people were crazy. You know what I mean? And that is just the real truth of it all. I mean, we have worked probably not honestly that many, but I would say a handful out of the past, 3 years that we've worked together of weddings where we get in the car and we just sit in silence and we look at each other and we go, what even the fuck? That was rough.
Yeah. It is. It's like mentally.
You do gymnastics mentally in your head.
I think that's the thing. It's like all of it ties together. Doing bridal in like mentally having to always like, it's just a lot going on. Like you're having to like you were saying, perform for people. You know, it's like you're working, maybe let's say if you're doing 6 clients, each client takes about 45 minutes to an hour. So you're standing from like 6 a.m. till whatever your finish time is of, you know, let's say 1 o'clock or something.
I have to interject really quick. When we got done with our wedding the other day from Huntington Beach and I got home, my knees hurt so bad.
Yes.
So bad.
Yeah.
But continue.
I know you're standing the whole time, so you can't really bend your legs.
No, I lock my legs, and I know I shouldn't do that, but I can't help it. I don't think to myself, lock your legs.
It's the mental part that gets me, like standing there for that long, and then like 45 minutes per person. You're having a 45-minute conversation with someone new every time, and it's like,
do you? Which I know you do. Because I know everybody does this. When I'm doing makeup and because people love to talk and that is great. I just want to let a lot of you know that when you talk, I hear you, but I'm not listening. And I don't mean that in a mean way. In my head, sometimes I go, oh my God, they're talking. What are they saying? I don't know what they're saying, but I got to put their eyeshadow on. And then I go, yeah, I feel you. And they just keep going, which is great.
It's a lot to multitask in your mind.
I'm doing a wing liner. She's telling me about her childhood trauma, which tell me your whole life.
Tell me.
I love to be a therapist. Okay. I'm not saying that I don't love it, but like you're telling me about how you got divorced from your husband and your cousin's brother they have your kids. I don't even know. And I'm over here just telling you to look down. Please don't talk a lot because I'm trying to get this wing liner crispy. And you're going through your whole traumatic life, and it's really hard to focus, but we do it. Mental gymnastics.
We do.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lot. But I feel like that specifically is like working with weddings, you know? It's just because if I was doing just a trial on someone,
I could do that all day long.
I can sit and have the best conversation with, like, it's not that I don't like to talk to people.
It's just hard. Talking. It really is.
But it's just hard. And then I think I have ADHD, so we
talk about this a lot.
You know, do both. I can't think about what color blush I'm putting on you that's going to look good on your face while I'm also talking to you about, your childhood trauma or something. And then by the time you get home and you go to post on social, like that is the last freaking thing I want to do.
Yes.
Is post on social media.
But it sucks because and this is just how this is how I perceive it, and I could be totally wrong, but I feel like, okay, if I take videos of my day, you know what I mean? Like I post where I am, I post our setup.
Yeah.
I say, oh my God, today was a great day. People want to see what does your bride look like? Because if you post about it the next day, you've lost that excitement for it.
Well, yeah, because they're watching the day with you.
And they're probably following a ton of other people. It's not like you're the only person they're following, so they're like tracking you. So you've kind of lost the excitement. So it's so frustrating because when I get home, sometimes I feel so bad because Taylor will be like, hello, can you get off your phone? And I'm like, God, just let me post this really quick or else I'm going to lose engagement. And that's so stupid.
It's a part. It is. It is stupid. It is stupid. It's a part of the job.
It is.
It's annoying.
That's why we get paid the big bucks.
Yeah. It's part of the job.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like another thing that helped me grow my following was like I had to literally
sit there,
change
and do it.
My perspective and mindset. Like I grew because I changed my perspective and my mindset for that period of time with social media, where it was like, this is not something I'm doing just for followers to have followers. This is not something that I'm doing just because I'm trying to, you know, like get well known or whatever. It is it is the like admin of my job. Like,
yes.
I have to do this.
It's the business end of your job.
It's the business part of my job. I have to advertise myself.
Yes.
I have to do something to, obviously, I need to build an online portfolio. I need to be showing my work, who I am, what I'm doing. You know, people want to know who they're booking, why they should book you.
I was just going to say, because clients want, when they book you,
they want to feel like they know who you are.
Yes. They want to be your best friend. And honestly, I want to be your best friend too. Like that is the best case scenario of people that follow you and know everything and know what you like. And like, I used to drink iced chais like religiously.
Yes,
okay. Like I was an iced chai girl with oat milk. Okay. Anybody listening? I am not even kidding you. The amount of brides that I had that didn't even ask me what I wanted from Starbucks, but just literally brought it to me. I'm like, oh, well, sure.
Yes.
Well, you know that I like this. So yeah, but it's really nice to have clients that do feel like they know you and are your best friend, but that's why you have to share a part of yourself. You have to constantly post, not even just about business, but a little bit about your life. I mean, people love to see that.
Yeah. You have to. It is a part of your job, like 1000%. It's just a part of what we do. It doesn't mean that if you don't do it, you're not going to be successful, because I really do believe that word of mouth goes a lot further than a social media post. But then at the same time, it's like it all ties together. And, you know, I mean, there's plenty of makeup artists who are extremely successful and they are not active on social media. So it's like, you don't have to do it.
I'm all, damn, how do I be like you?
But at the same time, like, you don't have to do it in order to be successful, but it is totally like a part of.
It's a part of success.
Yeah, it's a part of the job. It helps if you if you are active. But yeah, I always go in and out of like having that perspective. Like, I just gotta crack down to it because this is my job. And then I also have times where I get a little rebellious and I say, this isn't my job.
This isn't real.
My job is doing makeup. I'm a makeup artist.
And
this is not my job.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about too, because I feel like you do always say that. You always say, before anything else, I'm an artist.
1000%.
I'm a makeup artist. And I have loved, like, the first time I think you ever said that, I looked at you and I said, wow, mic drop. Because it's true.
It's true.
I think that's why you and I talk about, like, when we do post on social media, we want it to be more of like our work and our artistry. Like, I want to be known. If you're going to find me on Instagram, I want to be known for my makeup and like my artistry and my work and my craft versus like a trendy or funny video or it's like, those are cool and I'm not knocking you.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be known for like kitschy reels.
No, I'd rather have the quality over the quantity 1000% in terms of who's following me, how many followers I have, how many people are engaging with my posts and all those shebangs. And honestly, like, it means something to me, but then at the same time, it just really doesn't.
But I think this is going to be really refreshing for people to hear, because I think I
hope people understand like what I'm trying to say.
I think, I understand.
Sometimes it's painful for me to listen to myself.
You're telling me.
Like, do I make sense?
You are
Does
telling
that make any sense?
Me.
One thing I can say to people is that you can have anything you want.
You can.
You can have anything you want. I think people don't understand, like, not to get like spiritual about like manifesting or anything like that, but like legitimately anyone could have anything they want. It is not that difficult.
If you can dream it. And that can be it.
And that kind of sounds like, I don't know if that sounds like,
well, it's work. It's,
like,
no,
I don't know, like ignorant to say, like, it's not that hard, but it's not that hard.
Honestly, I have you on here because I want your opinion and your thoughts, and it's how you feel, and that's valid.
Yeah. You have to just know that you are more than capable.
You have to put in the effort.
I have always thought in my mind, like, I've looked at other people and have thought, like, if that person could have it, then why
can't I?
Could I not have that? If that person could do that, then why could I not do that?
Yeah.
We're all people. Like, even you and I were talking about this not too long ago. I'm like, this probably sounds crazy, but in my mind, I'm like, me and someone like Kylie Jenner, if we were in the same room together, I genuinely would be like, hey, how are you?
Hey, what you doing today?
Like,
because we're all just people. And you and I also talk about how we don't like idolize like celebrities. Like, of course, there's people that I'm like, oh, you're like so cool, or you're really good at this, or like Patrick Ta. Oh my God, he's amazing. Like, he's literally amazing. But at the end of the day, he's just a person that made his dreams come true.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like money's material.
Yes.
The clients, celebrity clients that you work on, or it's all material things.
Yes.
It's not like, at the end of the day, like, take that all away, like strip all of that from you.
And who are you?
Who are you? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I go through and think about people. I'm like, well, like, none of that means it doesn't. I don't want to say it doesn't mean anything, because I don't want to say I don't know if the right word is value, but like, I see it and I appreciate it. Like,
yeah,
I can appreciate
you respect it.
I respect it.
There
exactly.
You go.
I respect someone for their
hustle and their drive,
their work. But at the same time, I'm also just like, it doesn't make you any different than anyone else. You know,
people are going to hear this, and I genuinely think that people are going to. I feel like if I heard this, especially as a new artist or like somebody who's like, dude, I'm just trying. You know what? Keep fucking trying and you'll get there.
Yeah.
And I really genuinely think that like having you on talking about this and like just being extremely transparent with how we feel and how we view not only just, I guess, the industry, but life,
Yeah.
I guess. I feel like people are going to really respect this and value this information.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because
I think so.
I know you, but also like myself 10 years ago when I started, I would have cried to listen to somebody tell me like, if you want it, just do it.
Literally.
And
like I feel sometimes I'll sit and hear stuff like that and think like, oh, well, if only it was that easy. And it's like, well, it is.
It is if you just put in the work and you don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's just genuinely, I think, like.
I read something the other day. It was, what is it? Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
And the killer of creativity or something like that. And I'm like, that is so true.
You and I, we were at In-N-Out.
Stop looking at people.
And we were talking, we talk the most deep, like spiritual, I don't know, just we really get under the skin, even at In-N-Out. But it's true. We were just saying how like, if you compare yourself to somebody else, like that is just knocking you further and further down. Yeah. Stop comparing yourself.
Then you're never going to try.
Yes. We're all meant to be different. We're not all meant to be the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like what I was telling you too, even with, like seeing other artists in the industry and things like that, like how for me in my mind, I don't categorize with, there's people that I look up to 1000% that I admire their work and I get inspired from, but there's no like, in my mind, there's no like, she is the best or he is the best. Like this person is the best at what they do, or they're the best in San Diego. They're the best person I know. It's not that way, because to me, it's like beauty really is in the eye of the beholder. And it's like we're all like, how could you go into a museum and see all these different paintings or all this different artwork and say, well, that one's the best. They're the
because
best
they're all
here.
Completely different.
Like what?
It doesn't make sense.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know?
I think that's a perfect place to wrap this up.
Yeah.
We're gonna let you guys ponder.
I gotta show the Book of Kiss.
Oh, show the Book of Kiss.
Volume 2. She's here.
She's coming.
You know?
That sounded so creepy. It sounded like in like a horror film.
We've changed the purse that we're carrying. In this episode, we have gotten something new. This is...
We have...
And there's not as much exciting doodads in this one. But, you know, I have my camera.
I'm going to say the word cattywampus again. Because John loved that.
Cattywampus.
We have to take a photo together with your camera. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, show the Book of Kiss though first.
Do you want to be in the Book of Kiss?
No, I'm okay.
John, put on some lip gloss.
I think you should want to be in it.
Not today. It needs to be more. It needs to come authentically.
Yeah. When you feel like the moment's right for you.
You'll know. It's when you have lip gloss on.
There's no pressure. Okay, this is the Book of Kiss, Volume 2. I decorated it.
She's beautiful.
Of course, enter with love.
Only with love.
And the stars from above. I won't go through everyone's kiss, but this is...
Please show Alyssa's kiss because it's humongous.
My mom was the first entry of the Book of Kiss, Volume 2.
Miss Antoine.
Antoinette. Okay.
You have to show Alyssa's. Because that was the best.
Alyssa's kiss was just literally, this just sealed the deal for this whole entire book right here. Look at this.
Look John's face.
That is she is a 2-page wonder. Okay. And she signed it for the arts, because we are for the arts.
We are for the arts.
Look at that. Have you ever seen anything like that? That is amazing.
Honestly, I've never been so impressed in my whole life by anything other than that right now.
Her husband. He's one lucky guy.
Oh, I thought you were saying he's in there. I was going, wow, did he get in there?
I said he's one lucky guy.
Wow, he is.
Yeah. I have to still put a riddle in this book.
It's got to be different than the last one.
It is, yeah.
Or something like similar, but a little different.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I hope you have loved this episode. And I hope you can appreciate a few things that Bella and I were talking about.
I hope we made sense.
Yeah. And, if you don't have the same mindset, like we said, That's okay. We all can be different. But if you did love this episode, please let us know. If there's anything, first of all, if you want to see Bella back, let us know.
Yeah, let me know. I love me.
This is great. Every single time, we don't even really know what we're going to talk about until we start talking.
Yeah.
So
I don't rehearse any of this. This is raw. This is natural. This is real.
She is raw. She is natural. She is real.
This is the real deal right here.
But thank you guys, and I just love you. And thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's always a good time.
It's always a good time.
Always happy to be here.
Oh my God.
Always happy to share, the stars from above.
And we're out.
Okay, bye.